Hi everybody, this is Janice. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, then hit that subscribe button, share and like, and I would surely appreciate it. I'm going to be discussing today about the ice in Los Angeles out on the street with all that chaos that's going on, and I've been watching it on my free time whenever I can watch it. Been watching it sometime when I'm on my job, on my break, or just when I'm at home and ain't got nothing else to do. Been watching. I try not to watch things that's gonna put me in a mood that I just assume just avoid if I can. I try to feel sorry for the people that I see, and I see people that are being taken, forcefully taken, and putting in those ice bands and then taken away from their family, the children, and all that. And it's like nothing I have never seen before in my entire life. But on top of that, I have to say that these people, I don't know if everybody that's out there, if they voted for uh, this man, or they might have voted the other way. At this point, it's a total mess. And to see this going on in this country, I mean, we as Black Americans have always faced this kind of chaos when we was got out there in the streets like that, or doing the protests and for whatever reason, but for people to not realize that this is what this man had ever intended to do. This man is trying his best to cause martial law. And for anybody that wants to get out there in that street, and right now, you giving him the ammo that he needs to do just that. I suggest for every Black American, for anybody, if you have skin just like mine, you look just like me, to stay at home in your safe place, because right now, what I'm seeing is if they're being forcibly dragged around, knocked down in the streets, the way some of the videos I have seen, y'all can imagine if that was us as Black American out there, and then being treated uh, a lot more worse than this. So, like I said, I try to have sympathy and empathy, but these people was, before the election, they was making video of themselves saying, I would vote for Donald Trump. They was dancing. I seen a lady dancing with the Trump flag behind her, dancing, hopping up and down. And I just wonder, I always wonder, when I see that video, I wonder, you know, where she's at, and does she feel the same way that she felt when she was making that video herself, jumping up and down and happy that Donald Trump won. We as African American, and some of the people, just not African American people that voted the other way. There's other people in other races that voted for Kamala Harris. So saying that, I'm not trying to sit here and say, but that we're the only one. We were just the only 92% of people, uh, Black women and African American women, that voted for Kamala Harris. We had not only our best interest in mind, but the interest of other people of color as well when we went to the polls, because we already knew what was going to happen when he got elected. And I knew it would be bad. I made a few videos about it before the election day. I made a couple of videos about it. I knew it would be bad, but I had not no idea that it would become as bad as it actually is. All I can say is, because I'm a Christian person, I go to church, is I can continue to pray. I believe 1% that God is still in control. I'm not saying try to push my religion off on anybody, because that's not what I do. I'm just saying what I believe in. And I believe that God still had control of all of this situation. I believe that there are people on the right, most of the people that really wanted this, that is out there rejoicing in the way people are being treated. I believe that in time that those people's gonna feel the repercussion of all the things that's going on, that they're gonna feel too, in some kind of form or fashion. They're gonna feel this that's going on. But right now, all I ask, if you African American black people, please do not go out there in those streets. Please don't go. I mean, we done our part. We done our part on November 5th when we went into those polls, and then we voted not just for our own interests, but for those other people that might look like us, or brown people too, and other people that knew that this was going to happen. This man showed us who he was in 2016, and I cannot for the life of me understand why people will go back and elect someone that caused an insurrection in the first place in 2020. I mean, what? I mean, didn't didn't y'all see the same video that we watched over and over again with people climbing that Capitol building, knocking out windows, excuse me, knocking out windows, uh, uh, beating police with their own uh, weapons and flags and all the somebody that said that y'all always used to tell us, respect the flag. What flag? How can we have that flag? The two African American people, that flag had never meant what it means to you all. It have never been, because there's no such thing as equal all for our people. It's never been that way for Black Americans. It has never been that way, and we still waiting on that. We've been 400 years into uh, uh, having to deal with racism in this country, and being oppressed, left behind, being the last person, in line, sitting on back of buses and stuff, water fountain where blacks only, and on the other side, and I noticed that back when I used to look at that the water fountain that was meant for the black people was always, it didn't look as clean as the one that was for the uh, white people. So all I can say is we're not gonna risk our lives because we did that. You know, we done our part as far as protesting. We ran the poll and try to not just vote for our own best interest, but for y'all as well. So black people is not gonna come out there in the street and then fight for, and then have bloodshed, our bloodshed, or our family, or people we love, for people that did not listen on November 5th and went in that poll and done the right thing, not just for their own family's sake, but for the sake of everybody else inside this country that really believed, that knew that this was going to happen when this man got reelected. This man's out about revenge because he still believes that he won the election back in 2020. He said himself, if he get back in office, his running was going to be run for revenge for what he thought he got treated back in 2020 when he lost that election fairly to President Biden. So now he's doing all the things that he said he was going to do when he was on his campaign trail. He was telling us all the stuff he was going to do. All, all, all of anyone that with a brain of their own had to do was just listen. I mean, some of y'all thought that this was just going to affect us as brown people, black people here in America, but you find out that this man, unless you are a billionaire, millionaire, and you got money and you just, you're not here for anything. This man does not care anything about you until everybody in this country figure that out, that the rich is for the rich. They don't care anything about the poor. We're going to continue to be in this position that we are now until everybody get past the racism, and then understanding and get it that God did not create any set of people that say that you are up above someone else just because someone have told you from the time you was born that you are. Y'all y'all have done some of the despicable things that in this country against people, brown people and then black people. So now you find out that these other set of people over here never included you to come to the table and sit down with them in the first place. This man is most worst. He will go down in history as the most worst president that we have ever had. I can bank you on that because this is inhuman. This is unhuman to be to be this so evil and treat people having time ziploc and whatever they cause those things, tying children up with those things got and then deporting those kids with the family like that. I mean, a child would be uh I don't know, just destroyed just for the rest of their life. Their mindset would never forget such a torture and such a behavior and such an act against them the way this man has decided to unleash his fury upon this country. When you're dealing with a narcissistic person, they do not have any kind of emotion for anybody. They have no empathy for anybody. They do not care for anybody other than themselves. This man, I can promise you, as a Christian person, this man, one of these days, will get to what is rightly coming to him. And it's not going to be something he's going to enjoy. As a Christian woman, as me, wholeheartedly, 100% believing in God, I believe it from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, that this man eventually will get what is coming to him. But that's all I got for y'all today. I'm gonna come back probably in the next couple of days. I wanna talk about I'm gonna put out bed and I'm gonna talk about and then some of the things and stuff that you can and cannot eat and and the kind of reverse that. I'm working on that right now and I'm hoping that it works, but that's a whole different conversation. Y'all have a nice day.